Hey guys, this is how to build a goblin puppet.
Hello, you! It's T-Bone Pearson here with my new puppet. This goblin puppet doesn't have a name quite yet, but it will. So I've been building this guy with stuff from the dollar store, and this is episode 1 of how I built this guy so far. Okay, so here I am working on the goblin design, and this is where you figure out, you know, are the ears too big? Is the nose too big? Okay, so I changed my mind, and I gave him a bigger jawline, just to make it look like he could bite harder. It turned out okay, and then I did the side one here, and then I'm working on sort of like the size of the skull, the shape of the skull. I'm gonna keep just sketching until I find stuff I like. Okay, so this is the final design for the goblin. And now I'm taking a wire hanger and breaking off the ends of it. I'm trying to make a straight piece of wire to try to make an eye mechanism for my goblin. Okay, so now that I have it, I'm gonna bend it in the middle, like so. Get out my pliers, and just make that better. Not really pliers, like a wrench. Whatever you can get your hands on, any type of tool that will allow you to grip it better. Okay, so here are the eyeballs that I made out of like foam, styrofoam, and I marked it so I can stick the wire through the eyeball. There's number 1. Slide it on there, and let's do it to the other eyeball. And I've got them both on there, looking good. All right, get out the paint, get some browns, get some yellow. Now I use a safety pin to do fine details on my puppets. So I'm just going to paint these to my own liking. Nothing, you know, and sometimes I scratch into the paint a bit to give it some texture. Now I'm gonna bend these up and around the eye, like so. Okay, now I want to break off these bottom parts. There's too much there, so I'm just gripping it and spinning it and breaking off that piece. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Here we go. So there's the sort of the blinking eyes. Now I changed my mind as far as the angle. There we go. So I just straighten those out. And now I have to build the skull. So I just found a cardboard box, I think from Amazon or something. Get out the trusty scissors, and I have to make a hole for the eyeballs. Cut away. Almost there. Here we go. So this is where the eyes are gonna go for the goblin, and I'm just gonna make a little spot there for the trigger, like so. Okay, let's get started. Grab yourself a cardboard box and cut yourself out a piece there. Let's fold it in half. We're gonna make the mouth today for the goblin puppet. Get your duct tape out, put the sticky side up, and put another one with the sticky side down, and you got yourself a little piece of material. Let's do it again. There we go. We've got 2 pieces of material. And now we're going for the third one. Third one's a charm. Rippy, rippy. Here we go. Now we're gonna put this on the top of the piece of cardboard that we bent in half, and then we're gonna duct tape those to the piece of cardboard. Okay, and let's put the second piece on. Well, let's, I guess, reattach the first piece on good. Here's part 2, piece 2. There we go, let's try putting the hand in there. Now you'll find it's a little sticky between the 2 of them. You can also use gaffer's tape, which is I recommend, but I had duct tape today, so putting a little piece in there just to bridge the gap and stop any type of adhesive from hitting my knuckles. Okay, let's chop another piece off. This is gonna be for our thumb. We're just making a little piece of material. Sometimes people use, you know, actual material. I just use duct tape, it's there. Duct tape's awesome. You can make anything. You can do anything with duct tape. There we go. So the hand is sort of done. We'll touch on that later. Let's work on the head a bit. So as you can see, I have sort of like a smiley mouth on there.
I want there we go, we're just seeing if that'll fit. And I'm just reinforcing this. It seemed a little weak. Building that up a bit. All right, now grab out another piece of a wire hanger. We'll need that later. Now I'm just bending the mouth so it'll match up with this design here. I just need a little wider, there we go. So now I'm looking at the picture and the mouth isn't as big as this mouthpiece. So I'm cutting into it just to fit the design. You can see my final picture in the middle, the goblin down there. And it's a little, I'm just trying to get it closer to the shape of my design. Little better. Okay, but let's cut off this back piece. There we go. And I'm working it like a catcher's glove. Just trying to get that bend in the top. Now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna use that wire. So I'm just take a trusty wire hanger and snap off one end to make the wire the size of the top of the mouth. So spin it around, make it weak, pop it off. Know what's quicker? This. Just grab your pliers there, your wrench there, and now I've hot glued that on there. So there we go. Okay, so let's cut out a piece of cardboard, just from any box around your house. And we are gonna fold it in half like so. And this will be our nose for the goblin puppet. Now I'm just gonna change it up a bit. I'm gonna make it more angled. There we go, a lot better. All right, now I'm gonna cut off a little piece at the top of the nose. You'll see in a second the pattern if you wanna copy me. There we go. Chop that out. There's the pattern. Let's try it out. Oh, no, let's change it a bit. Let's do some fine tuning. There we go. All right, let's try it out. Looks great. Now, we're gonna put aluminum foil around it. There we go, just wrap it up. Nice and easy. There, we're just going to shape it a bit. That's the beauty of aluminum foil. Let's wrap it one more time. Just give it a little bit more thickness. Put a big old nose on there. They're just fine tuning it a bit. And looking good. Let's try it out. Let's put it on there. Okay, here we are. Let's get some duct tape and attach this nose. Okay, there we go. One side is complete. Now on to the other side. Here we go. Put a little piece of duct tape on there. Now we're going to fill the nose with aluminum foil. All right, so let's jam that in there and then let's close it up with some duct tape. We're just make little snips here so we can get it on nice and tight. Good, good, good. Let's finish the nose. Wrap it up. And now we're just going to attach it at the top of the nose so it's on there nice and secure. Now let's cut the back of the skull here so we can actually get our hand into the goblin. There we go, nice and easy. Now there's room. Now let's take the mouth that we built in the last episode. Let's just have a quick look at it. How does that feel? What do I think? I want some curvature at the bottom of the mouth, so I'm going to use a little piece of wire hanger and get it just right. And then I gotta fix this up here, the right angle, the right shape, and then I'll go and I'll hot glue it onto the bottom. So I just want to get this quite right. There it is, it's hot glued on there. I just ran off into the other room. And now we're going to attach the mouth to the skull. There we go, just a little test. I like it, so let's add some more duct tape to really secure it to the skull. And there we go. That's looking good. Now one last thing is we're going to cut off these little pieces on the side. What I'd like to do is really secure the mouth to the skull so that when you're puppeteering it, you know, the face doesn't fall apart. Never a good thing. So we're just going to cut these little tabs here and then we're going to bend them and duct tape them to the mouthpiece just so it's on there nice and good. So I'm just bending these. There we go. And get some duct tape. Okay, so we have our half-finished goblin here. And we've got some tinfoil, which I'm crushing into a shape. So this is going to be the cheekbone of the goblin puppet. And we are just shaping it like a crescent moon, but it's much too big. So let's rip off a piece, and it's going to go down here. But it has to be smaller and more crescent shaped. So I'm pinching it and manipulating the tinfoil to get it into the right shape, which I'm going to duct tape it to the cheek. And we are going to add one more piece just to secure it on there. Here we go. One more. 3 pieces. It's on there pretty good. And I'm going to keep... Now the beauty of it is you can... Well, the trick is to put duct tape up here, and so you have it ready when you're sort of building your puppet. So I just do that. I just rip it off there. I like to have them available so I can build these puppets quick. All right, just attach to the bottom. All right, I have to make the other cheekbone out of tinfoil again. Make a crescent shape. And this time I'm gonna use scissors to snip it to the right size. And we're pretty close there, but let's just take a little bit off the top. There we are. And it's pretty close to the other one there, so I'm gonna attach this right now. And we're gonna attach on the other side. More and more duct tape is needed. Let's rip off some new pieces and have them ready. And just to sort of attach it at the bottom so it's nice and firm. Get it on there, and there's the last piece right there. And I'm gonna support the bridge of the nose a little bit more and rip off some more duct tape. More and more duct tape, and back to the tin foil. I'm thinking the cheekbone should be a little bigger. So I'm making a little piece. I'm gonna cut it with the scissors. And cut yet again. And we're going to put it on here. It should have been just a bit bigger. Of course, again, I'm using the duct tape. You can do all sorts of cool things with tinfoil and duct tape. All right, let's just put those there for later. Actually, he looks pretty cool with that. He almost looks like a tree man. Duct tape man. All right, so I'm going to build the cheekbone on the left as well, just to make it symmetrical. And we're just going to duct tape it on there. There we go. And the beauty of duct tape and tinfoil is you can reshape the tinfoil. You can squeeze it after the fact. Here we go. Got the cheekbones on there, and I've cut the top off so I can get access to the top of the head. And that's where you can blink the eyes. Now here's the eyebrows. There we go. Not quite sure the shape of them, so I'm just doing some tests here. And it looks sort of cool. I bought some green feathers, and I also bought some felt right here. In case I needed it, which I will. So I'm gonna cut some eyelids, there we go, eyelids for the goblin puppet. And I'm gonna hot glue these onto the wire hanger, like so. And I've actually glued some feathers on there as well. All right, off to the local dollar store, where I'm gonna buy some more duct tape, which I'm out of, and some more tinfoil, and some feathers. Okay, ears. I drew those on a piece of paper, and I'm not sure which one I'm gonna go for, so I cut them both out, and I'm just testing out which one I like better. And that's the winner, which I cut out of cardboard, and I put a bit of wire hanger on there with some hot glue, just so it just makes it more stable. Start to apply some more duct tape and tin foil onto the ear just to build it up. I put both ears on, and hey, there you go. He can hear now. All right, that's the side view. Starting to look good. Just building off that box, and now the chin. So I basically took a clump of tin foil and wrapped it in duct tape. Surprise, surprise, more and more duct tape. Yeah, looking good, buddy. Okay, now the brows. So I'm just rolling up little bits of aluminum foil and applying duct tape to stick it on there and see if I like it. I do, so I put more duct tape over it, covering it, making it like a skin that I can apply feathers to. Now the top of the head. Put a big clump up there. Do I like it? Oh my God! Goblin down! Okay, so just building it, I bent the end of the nose here in this one. Building up the eyebrow and the ears and the top of the head. Starting to really shape up here.
there's the top view of everything. So if you're following along, I'm now working on the ears. The ears and the top of the head, shaping it. Oh, a friend of mine, I bought these off of him. Gonna use them on the show Spell Fury. Okay, back to the Goblin. The ears from the side don't look that realistic. The brows are coming along, so I'm gonna keep building these up. It looked great from the front, but not so much from the side. So I've built these up, again, aluminum foil with little rolls and more duct tape. And okay, what's this here? Okay, I'm just building up the brows a bit. Now here's the ear. This took quite a while, so I just kept building it and building it. So when we shoot the Goblin from the side, it'll look like there's some depth to him and it'll look more 3D. So it's sort of tedious, but it's well worth it. Let's just put the duct tape away for a bit on the holder. And that was a lunch break. Now let's get that duct tape on the ear, keep building it up. We're almost done this ear. And there we go. Let's look at it from the front. Looking good. I love it. Okay, so let's get started. Here we are. We've got the green feathers from the dollar store. We're gonna chop those up with our scissors, get out the old trusty hot glue gun, and start applying the feathers to the nose. Chop it up again. I just don't want it to look like feathers, so that's why I'm cutting it up there. All right, so let's fill this nose up with the feathers and just apply your hot glue. It might get hot on your fingers, so be careful. Chop up some more and we'll finish off the nose here. Give it a bit of a haircut. Now onto the brownish fur. I don't want it to all be green. Sort of want to break up the color a bit. So I'm gonna work up some moss. That's a natural moss you can buy at the dollar store. And I'm just sort of testing things out and seeing what I like. Now I'm gonna build a little container for all these different types of materials. Otherwise it's gonna get messy. Of course I got my duct tape and I got my cardboard kicking around, so I'll just make a little container for the natural moss. I'll build another one for the sort of darker green feathers that I chopped up. And the third one is gonna be for this fluorescent bright green. And now I actually have some control over my workspace and it's not getting super messy. Much better. Okay, let's move on to the ear. Now I've painted it green, just playing around, trying out the bright green. Back to the nose. I think I'm gonna stick with the darker green and just use the brown up in the eyebrows, just to break things up a bit. I'm also gonna add the brown to the top of the ear. As you can see here, just applying a little, yeah, looks good. And then that pattern sort of runs into the eyebrows. And I like the look of it, so I'm gonna use the brown at the top and then fill up the inside of the ear just with the regular green. Here we go, let's just mash that in there, let it dry. Do the same thing to the other ear. And a lot of times I'll give it a haircut when it's done, just so it doesn't look as featherish. Let's work on his head, top of the head. You can't be bald. Okay, there we go. So now let's work on the teeth. So I've used cardboard and some hot glue and let it drip down a bit, built it up, and then painted it. So this was my first idea, but then I go with the traditional sort of fangs, normal fangs, and I ditched those. May use those in another character. Here we go, a little bit of a paint job, just a little bit of whitish, yellow, and dark brown, pretty easy. And let's see what it looks like in there. Great, love it. Except I chopped them up a bit, just so they weren't so fangish, so vampire-ish. Now I'm working on the bottom teeth. Same thing, same technique. Hot glue and cardboard, paint these babies up, and let's put them in the head and see what it looks like. Okay, grab yourself a wire hanger and your trusty pliers, and we are gonna just make a piece of wire. We're gonna break off the little bit on the top, just turn it around till the metal's fatigued, and there we go. And this is gonna be for the upper lip. So we are just gonna make this fit by bending. Gonna use my trusty tripod here to put my goblin head up on there, so it might be easier to work with. All right, these are much too big, so I'm just gonna bend them and break off those bits. And you'll see in a second here, and we're good. Okay, so 2 pieces of wire and some duct tape, and we have a little mechanism here. There we go. And I added a little bit of elastic and duct tape, and his upper lip moves. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the nose. So I'm gonna go on Google and bring up the underside of a nose. And now I'm gonna work on his nostril using aluminum foil and duct tape. We will get this nostril just right. There we go. Add some more duct tape, and then I will feather it after the fact when I get it good. Okay, so more aluminum foil. This is the underside of the nose, just to beef it up a bit. And I'm gonna duct tape that on there, and it is looking good. All right, those teeth are nasty. Okay, we've got some nylon here. I'm just gonna cut it up and make an upper lip that I will hot glue to the wire from before. Here we are, it's hot glued on, just touch it up. Now we have to add the feathers to it. Very shortly, good, the mouse still works fine. Oh no, first we're gonna do some gum painting, just using red acrylic paint from the dollar store. And that will be done in a second. Good. Everything's working fine here. Now let's get the feathers on that upper lip. Looking good, buddy. All right, so the feathers are on there. It's a little stiff, but it's still working. All right, so now let's paint inside. I'm gonna speed this up. There we go, because time is money, and it's always fun to watch someone do something in super fast, sped up. I don't know if it's fun, but it saves time. All right, now let's beef up the jawline. It looked a little weak, so we are gonna use some, guess what? Aluminum foil and duct tape again, and beef up his chin. Chin. Looking good, buddy. You can like jab someone's eye with that thing. Bottom lip needs to be done, just a little piece of aluminum foil rolled up and some duct tape, and I'm going to, I'm gonna bend that so it gives him a sort of a little look. There we go, that's sort of, he looks mean now. Okay, so things are looking good here for now. Okay, so we have the mouth opening up and the eyes blinking. Life is good, but we need to get feathers on the bottom of this jaw of the goblin. So we're chopping up some feathers and we are hot gluing them onto it. Oh, he's all done, that's great. Okay, I went off to the Salvation Army and I grabbed some clothes. I bought some real cheap. This is gonna be the shirt for the goblin. I bought some fur in case I needed it for little things, and I got this suitcase if I wanted to make armor. Here's some black sort of pleather, and this is a really cool belt that I found, I think for like $1.25. Let's open it up. Wow, that'll be great for the belt for the goblin. Okay, so let's sketch out his body. I always do a sketch of anything I'm building, just so I can, I want to make the mistakes when it's drawing, like when it's a drawing, not later on. So I'm starting to beef up the shoulders here, and I've of course sped this up. I can't draw that fast. And now I'm using tomato steaks that you can get at the dollar store and just breaking them and making the skeleton with pliers. So I'm just bending it back and forth, making myself some little skeleton, some bones that I'm going to put strings on all the connections, on all the joints. You'll see that in a minute, so I'm just placing all the bones where I need them. I just use duct tape here for that top one, putting some duct tape on the left shoulder as well. Later on, I'm gonna put it, actually I've decided to put strings instead of duct tape, just so it'll be more durable. Okay, so I have it on the left shoulder. I'm duct taping a little piece of string to both sides and duct taping it on. All right, so there we go. There's the joint of the shoulder, and this is the joint of the other goblin shoulder, and there we go. Now let's work on the body. So this came with the tomato steaks. You get 3 of them, I think, per. Very inexpensive. Let's get the duct tape out and make the circle a little smaller. I want this to be the neck of the goblin, and we're just gonna snap this and duct tape it so we have a ring that we're going to attach to the bones, to the collarbone. There we go. Let's stick the hand up there and see how that looks. I like it, but the body's a little too fat up high. I want the chest to be small, so I'm going to snip, snip, snip. I'm going to make this a lot smaller this time. I'll need about 3 of these, I believe. Let's duct tape these together, and we'll have some rings the proper size. Okay, just this last one here, snap it apart. Put some duct tape on there, And we have ourselves a ring to the size of my liking. There we go. Let's get them on there. And it's getting a little better. Let's just move that there. It's looking good. I'm actually going to put it right onto the foam. Okay, so today we're going to fine tune the belly on this goblin. So let's chop up some foam. And let's try it on for size. We're going to make him a little beefy around the belly. And we're going to chop off these little nubs so we can properly attach the duct tape to the body. It's like a little skirt. Okay, so let's just keep duct taping. And we're going to cut 2 triangles, 1 on each side. So let's chop this out and then attach them together with a piece of duct tape. There we are. And let's just get it on there good. And chop another triangle on the other side of the puppet. Chop, chop, chop. There we go. And then you push these together to get the shape you want. Add some duct tape and you are good to go. Looking good, buddy. I like your belly. Let's try it on and see how it feels on the arm. And I like it. So let's just take off the collarbone piece here so we can properly work on the arms today. So definitely have some aluminum foil because we're going to be ripping it off and crunching it onto the arm pieces. And then of course adding duct tape so it stays put. Just getting a little look. Let's get some string here because we're going to use that for the joints. So we are going to cut little pieces of string and duct tape them to the tomato stakes. Now, the best thing to do is actually have a piece of string run all the way through the arm. Otherwise, you can get yourself into trouble with the joints coming off while you're puppeteering, which is never good. But here we go. We've got the upper arm, the forearm, and now onto the hand. I just need a little piece of this. And we're going to attach it to the bottom of the arm to, of course, get our goblin hand going here. All right, just attach it to the string so it can move properly. And we're going to work on the second arm. Get your aluminum foil, crunch it down. Then you use I'm just playing around with the first arm to make sure it is moving properly, which it is. Okay, oh yeah, I'm going to beef up the first arm. It was a little small at the top, and of course, just easy peasy. It's just foil and duct tape, foil and duct tape. Rinse and repeat. Arm looking good now. I think it's a little better. And the hand piece I had made was a little too long, so I just snapped off the bottom there. And we're just going to beef up the forearm as well. I always like to nail the first arm, and then you know the proper size for the second one. Okay, it is attached to the goblin body, and we are onto the second arm. We're going to crunch this down to our likings, and when we like the size of it, we're going to then attach duct tape to it, wrap it around, and then we're going to work on the forearm. And we'll get at the duct tape here in a second, once it's crunched down properly. Oh, here we go. Now let's just make the hand a little smaller like the other one so they match up. Attach it onto the body. And we have the belly and the 2 arms attached.